Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rev It Up's Under the Helmet. Today we have a driver that has 27 events, 6 top 5s, 19 top 10s, and he won at the non-features winners race at the Mason City Motor Speedway earlier this year. He is currently ranked 6th in this week's Rev It Up Under the Helmet Power Rankings, and his brother also races, and they're carrying on the Curtin Racing name, and that is Rylan Curtin. Are you looking for speed on the track? Well, I have a solution for you, and that solution is Rage X. Get a hold of Harley Dice or Jake Tim today. They make B mods and A mods, and the best thing about Rage X is they don't just give you your car and send you off. They give you technical support with everything you need, and they're racers too. They'll help you throughout the season. So find your speed with Rage X chassis. You can find them at Rage X on Facebook. This podcast is brought to you by the Cresco Speedway. The Cresco Speedway's Labor Day Classic is set for September 6th. They have 7 featured classes. The featured class is the Tri-State Late Models, the baddest late models out of South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. Also, USRA Modifieds, USRA Stock Cars, USRA B-Mods, USRA Hobby Stocks, USRA Tuners, and Eco Mods. USRA points awarded. Gates open at 5 o'clock, hot laps at 6. Grandstands $25, pits $30. Bring a friend, bring your neighbor, bring everybody to the fastest track in Northeast Iowa. We'll see you at the races. Let's get into Rev It Up now. Rylan, how's it going tonight?
Pretty good, Caden. How about you?
Rylan, first question I have for you is how has the season been going so far?
Not too bad this year. It's a big upgrade from last year. Last year had a lot of DNFs, but just a few this year. Lots of top 5s. It's doing a lot better. So, yeah, pretty good year for us.
So, you started out at a young age, and a lot of the young drivers now use iRacing or some other type of internet racing. Do you use iRacing or something like that to get acclimated to behind the wheel?
Once in a while I do, but typically no. I'm not heavy on the iRacing and stuff, but no, that's not really how I learned. I was more behind the wheels where I learned how to drive. So, yep.
How did you decide that you want to get into racing and get a race car?
I knew Dad used to do it back in the day, and we actually were swapping the motor on a Monte Carlo, and I decided, oh, this is kind of cool. And I know that the modern hobby stocks were all those Monte Carlo bodies and all those metric frames and everything, so I was a little familiar with it. So, yeah.
So when you went out looking for a car, did you go looking at the Facebook Marketplace, or did you have intel on where a car might be, or what was your dad like when you mentioned to him that you might want to get into racing?
Dad wasn't very excited about it at first, but when he came around, he was really excited about it now. He is, but at first he didn't like the thought of it. But yeah, no, we didn't go to Marketplace. We kind of looked around Marketplace, but we just found a car through a few people that we know and picked that one up.
So picking hobby stock compared to all the others, you kind of said because of the Monte Carlo, but did you do hobby stock because your dad raced a stock car? Is that why you picked hobby stock over maybe like a B mod or something?
Yeah, we thought about going to the Eco Mod class because that was like the second year it was introduced. So we thought about that, but then we're just a lot more familiar with the fendered cars. Yeah, that was what Dad was deciding on. So, yep.
Now, when you were younger, you raced dirt bikes, and how would you say that those skills from racing dirt bikes translate to the hobby stocks?
It helped a little bit. I wasn't big on the dirt bikes, just kind of messed around with them. Didn't race them a ton, but kind of just gives you a feel for dirt. And anything with a couple wheels, I mean, get a little comfortable with it. So, yeah, it helped a little.
What stories do you have from racing dirt bikes at, and where did you race dirt bikes at around the area?
I only raced once at the Almaquee County Fair, but I rode around here a lot with a couple friends, just mess around on some local tracks. But no, I wasn't too big on the dirt bikes. So,
What kind of car do you have now, and who did you get it from?
well, I have a 2021 Rage chassis, and bought it from Danny Sockwhitney.
Is there anything that the Rages might do better than your brother's BMB that you like the Rage better than maybe another chassis?
I'm not sure. I'm sure they're pretty comparable, but I couldn't say that one's better than the other. We're just completely different drivers, different driving styles, and just completely different cars and everything. So, yeah.
How was it when you took your first laps in the race car ever when you went out to practice the one night? What was you nervous or not?
I wasn't very nervous. I was just like trying to get a feel for it. I think you were there watching me actually. But yeah, no, I wasn't very nervous about it. Just trying to understand how it really works and like what to do with the car, you know.
Now, was it just trying to figure out how to get through the gears and everything before you learn and progress how to get up faster to somebody that might be listening that is just getting into racing themselves, how to take step by step?
So for me, it wasn't just like learning all the gears and all that. It was I knew the gears and I know my way around the vehicle. So it was more just like trying to figure out how to keep this car straight and just kind of drive it, you know. But for learning drivers, probably just take it slow the first couple. Just figure it out. Know what you're doing.
Now, on the back of your car, you have a license plate that says student driver. What's the story behind that?
Dad stole that from his driver's ed class back in the day, and we had him sitting around the shop and thought it would be a funny idea to put him on the back of our cars. So I think that one's gonna stay.
Do you think that the other drivers give you a little room in case you might be all over the place, or do you think that might have a competitive advantage because of that?
It might. I don't think so. Um, I'm not sure what the other drivers think of it, but yeah, I don't know.
Now, your dad is a multi-time track champion at the Winneshiek Raceway and has won a lot of other races around the area at the Cresco Speedway, Deer Creek, and all over. What lessons has he taught you that really translate to your career?
Um, it's not much lessons that he's taught me. He's assisted me in driving, and he knows like the setups and what to do with the car. So I mean, everything that all the little bit of success I've had has been through dad. Like he's done about everything for. He knows what he's doing around him. So yeah.
So going back to two-time track championship at Winneshiek Raceway, were you around back then when he was doing that to where you could maybe put some notes back down in your head to maybe one day when you would race?
No, there's not much I could take from that. That was a long time ago before I was born. So not much I could take from it.
Now your brother Dane races as well, and you guys seem to be locked side by side with each other a lot. And you guys, for that first featured winners race at Mason City, were going at each other side by side too. And you made a nice move to make go three wide when he was leading the race to pass him. Um, what is it like racing right next to him? And is it a little more pressured to beat your brother rather than somebody else?
I wouldn't say it's more pressure to beat my brother. I'd say it's like more pressure to not wreck him or not touch him at all because we're on the same team. Like we're out of the same shop and everything. So I'd say it's more of a nervous thing when I get like side by side with him. Like I don't want to somehow hit a rut or drive into him of any sort. So just try to stay as far away from that car as I can, even though we're side by side about every feature it seems. So yeah.
So if you were coming out of corner number 4 and he's on your outside going for, say, let's just say the stock car nationals at Deer Creek, I think it's $1,000 to win at Deer Creek. Would you give him a door?
Yeah, I'd give him a door. Gently. I wouldn't like drive right into him, but yeah, we're competitive like that. But if it's for the win in a big race like that, yeah, I'm sure I'd have to give him a little contact. So
Any chance your dad gets back behind the wheel to race against you guys here?
I don't think so. We've tried so hard. We've tried to get him in the seat, but no, he has no ambition for it. He doesn't want to just drive it. So no, I don't see that happening, sadly.
What are some of your best racing memories from growing up at the racetrack over the years?
I wasn't very old. I think Dad stopped racing in 2015, 2016. So I was probably 7 years old when he stopped. So not a ton of memory, but I just remember being in the pits a couple times, being in the stands a lot. I don't know. All of it was pretty fun.
What's one memory that stands out to you, or what's in the shop or somewhere that stands out to you?
I don't have one big memory yet. Nothing too big yet, but that non-feature winner was pretty fun to win that one. So yeah,
What driver did you look up to growing up in the grandstands?
it was always Dad. We were always watching him. Like we'd always be watching his car every time he was on the track. So
Any other drivers that you would pay attention to, either even that you might be racing with now that you might after the hobby stock race you might go watch like the modifieds and you look up to one of the drivers out there. Any driver that you might look up to, watch their driving style and try to learn from them?
um, not recently, no. Kind of more focused on ourselves. But back in the day, we used to watch Scott Spildy. He was always fun to watch in the 18. So we always had eyes on him in the hobby stock after watching stock cars. So
What's your favorite event that you go to on the season or that you would like to go to on the season?
really excited for stock car nationals again this year at Deer Creek. But otherwise, we're gonna try Wheatland this year for nationals. So we're gonna try and give that a go. Never tried that, but should be something pretty fun.
What's so fun that you're looking forward to Wheatland?
It's just kind of like a week off. Just go down there and have a lot of fun and just lots of racing. So never tried the track, just something kind of new.
Now, Wheatland, they say where the best of the best go. What would it mean to pick up a win at the USRA Nationals?
Oh, that would be amazing. Just being so far from home and all the work to get down there, get ready and race all the time. And it would mean a lot to go down there and maybe win one of them.
Now, what's your worst memory in racing so far, and what's your best memory in racing so far, would you say?
Um, Not much of a memory, but last year there was just a whole lot of wrecking. Just had a really bad year last year. Lots of bent parts, lots of fixing the car, and best memory so far is probably just that non-feature winners feature that I got. So pretty excited. Dad was out there at the window on that when I jumped out of the car. So
What are the goals for the rest of your racing career?
definitely pick up a couple of feature wins here. Um, be like a consistent car. I'm not sure. Don't really set goals. Just kind of go with it, whatever happens. So yeah.
Do you see yourself staying in the hobby stock class for your whole career, or maybe moving up to maybe a stock car or something else?
Definitely not gonna be in the hobby for very long. I'd have to figure out how to be very competitive in the hobby stock and then maybe move up, maybe just be done. I'm not sure yet. So
What would it mean to you to get to victory lane at and what does victory lane mean to a lot of people?
it's just like a big accomplishment. That's what I've heard. It's like the first one's the hardest to get, and then the rest kind of come a little easier. And I don't know, just excited to keep trying for it. It's always like a standard that we set is just like get that one. So yeah.
Now, is it a little competition between you and Dane to see who can get there first?
Not really. We haven't really been talking about that. Um, no, there isn't much competition in the shop because I mean it could go either way each night. So yeah,
What are the goals for the rest of the season this season?
definitely pick up the first feature win. That would be amazing. Otherwise, just run consistently in the top 5 or so, anywhere in there. Try to stay out of the carnage, keep the car in one piece.
Where can fans find the apparel to support your racing program?
We have all our sweatshirts and a couple shirts in the shop yet, but we made a post on Curtain Racing and talked about selling some. We just need to get a little more active about it. Yeah.
Who helps get the 40 car to the track every week and some of the people that turn wrenches on it and the sponsors?
My dad always helps first, and then Max McElroy's big in the pits. Brian Schraggy's big in the pits and also at home. Ryan Fortney helps out once in a while. And all my sponsors, got a ton of them. Couldn't quite name them off to you right now. But
Well, Rylan, thanks for your time tonight, and good luck the rest of the season. Looking forward to watching you on the dirt racing dirt down at Wheatland.
thanks, Caden. Thanks for having me tonight.
Thank you for joining us. You've been listening to Rev It Up's Under the Helmet, episode 11. To keep more up to date with Rev It Up, like, subscribe, and head over to Facebook and follow Rev It Up Podcast. You've been listening to an edition of Rev It Up. Rev It Up's power rankings for this week in the USRA stock car division. At number 1, it'll be Derek Green in the 32. He was 6th last week. Number 2 will be Travis Shipman in the 87. 3 will be Braden Brower in the 34. He was 2nd last week. 4th will be Brandon Hare. He was not ranked last week, but he was 1 the previous week. 5th will be Jason Schlang in the 27S. 6th will be Blake Cole. 7th will be Ross Spitzler in the 36. He won at Deer Creek on Saturday. 8th will be Jacob Blees in the 21. 9th will be Jake James in the 16. He actually builds his own race car. And 10th will be Kelly Shryock in the 3. He was 4th last week after the big win at Mason City. 2 weeks in a row for Kelly Shryock. B-Mod Power Rankings for this week. Dustin Cruz will be number 1. He was 2 last week. Number 2 will be Taylor Skauge in the 32. He was 1 last week. Number 3 will be Tanner Kosker in the 97K. He was ranked number 7 last week. 4th will be Caden Kath in the Isaac Shaw entry in the 4S. He was not ranked last week. Jet Sorensen will be 5th in the 54. Hunter Kennedy will be 6th in the 02K. Nick Kramer will be 7th in the 79K. 8th will be Keegan Norquist in the NF1 with his big win at the Rock Rapids Speedway. 9th will be Jamie Hillier in the 22. And in 10th will be Noah Grinstead in the 99. Hobby Stock Power Rankings. Dustin Gobronson will be number 1. He was ranked 3rd last week. Tracy Haluska in the Z86 enters the Power Rankings. Jacob Monson in the 25. He fell out last week, but he was ranked the week before. He'll be 3rd. Luke Schluter enters the Power Rankings for the first time. He'll be 4th. Jeff Zahn enters the Power Rankings also for the first time. Rylan Curtin makes his first entrance to the Power Rankings. He'll be 6th. Gary Nemechek will be in the Power Rankings. Gavin Bartel falls down the Power Rankings a little bit from last week. He'll fall down to 8th. He was 2nd. Ryan Gorgon in the G12 car, he'll be 9th in the Power Rankings. And Parker Anderson will round out the top 10 in the Rev It Up Power Rankings. He was 8th last week, but he's been in the Power Rankings since the beginning of the Rev It Up Power Rankings. USRA Modified Power Rankings. The Dice Man will head back to 1 after he fell down to 8th last week. He was number 1 the week before. So Harley Dice, number 1 in the 87H. He was 8th last week. Alex Williamson will head back to 2 after falling to 6 last week, and he'll head back to number 2. Nick Murgic will be 3rd. He was 5th last week. He's been in it every time. Dustin Sorensen will be 4th, his entrance into the Power Rankings. Keith Foss will be 5th. He was in the Power Rankings for the first edition. Brett Bumgarner will in the 23B will be 6th. Sean Walski will be 7th. Blake Arndt will be 8th. Landon Volkman back in the Power Rankings. He was 10th in the first edition. He'll be 9th. And Darwin Carew will make his first entrance into the Power Rankings in 10th. That will be it of this week's edition of Rev It Up. Make sure you get out and support your local racetrack next week, wherever that is. And you've been listening to Rev It Up.